Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have the holiday release from Natasha Denona. This is the Natasha Denona Midi Xenon palette, not to be confused with the Mini. We will certainly discuss it. Don't forget you can also join me over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads, but we have a lot to do, or enough to do I should say, here on YouTube today. As I said, this is the Natasha Denona Xenon Midi palette. That is the mid-size. It is $69 and it is full of, let's take a look at it. It is full of matte, metallic, sparkling, foil, and wet effect smoky shades. There are some cool nudes in there, some kind of icy pinks, and a lot of smoke, a lot of grays that almost lean blue. So we've got they're all kind of smoky grays, but if you've ever painted a wall before gray, you know there's many grays. Grays can go blue, they can go kind of white, actually they can go black. So these are all smoky and cool, but there's all different types. So a lot of nudes in there, kind of cooler nudes to balance things out. And we're gonna talk about those blue and black leanings. Now, again, this is $69. We're gonna look at some swatches in two different lightings. We're gonna do some comparisons and we're gonna do two different looks. As you can see, I've got a full face of Natasha Denona makeup on, not the base, but the makeup. And we're gonna do two different eye looks. If there's any comparisons I don't do here that you need in order to help make your buying and purchases a little easier, I do those over on Instagram. Do not hesitate to ask me here or over there, and I'll get those up quickly for you. Also a reminder, I have a 15% off Natasha Denona code, and it is here on screen. It's Rebecca Kringen, my first and last name. There it is on screen, but I will also put it in the description bar, so because its spelling is tricky. That way you can copy and paste it. When you use that on natashadenona.com, you will get 15% off your purchase site-wide, including this palette. So don't forget you can get 15% off. Woo! Okay, so let's take a look at this here. I want to compare it to the Mini, and I have some thoughts, but let's first just go ahead and look at this swatched first in studio lighting. Here are all 15 shades on my arm, nice and big, fat swatches in studio lighting. There they all are. It's a really pretty palette, you guys, I think. But if we really want to see it well, we're going to take it outside into the very warm California sunshine. Take a look at that there. The natural light is where we see some of the blue tones. Again, they are really smoky grays, so it can go that way. And that's what made me start thinking. I started thinking about two Natasha Denona palettes in particular. Obviously, I thought of the Mini Xenon, which to me, we are going to swatch these, which to me is a lot darker. See, I had trouble originally with the Mini Xenon. Not a lot of choice in color, and it was very dark. This is almost a signature look for Natasha Denona. When we see pictures of her, she always has a very kind of smoky, elongated eye. It's beautiful on her, but you know, for your average human, your average mortal to pull off like me, that's a little hard. But it's very kind of signature Natasha Denona. This Midi version is too. But I feel like this has, of course, because there's 15 shades rather than 5, I think this has a little bit more depth and can be a little bit easier for, like I said, mere mortals like me who don't necessarily, you know, I like smoky, but Natasha Denona can pull off like really mysterious smoky. But I started thinking also, let me just show you this. I started thinking also about the Mini Triochrome. I know, stay with me, but there's so many blues in here held up next to this right now. That's ridiculous, I get it. But what if we take this outside into the warm California sunshine? Let's take a look at this. And in the warm California sunshine, we have those swatches. I've left them on my arm, but underneath it, just on the left underneath it is the mini Xenon. And then on the right, I put the mini Triochrome. Why? Oh no, don't worry. It's not that I can't tell the difference. I just wanted you to see if your eyes were deceiving you or not, and if they were blue. I was having a discussion in DMs with community member and actually channel member Banana Noodle, and we were talking about, does it go blue or not? And I thought if we put it next to true blue, then we can kind of figure it out and calibrate and see how blue they really go. And would it go well mixed with the Triochrome? The mini Triochrome, or the Triochrome, I suppose, but certainly the mini Triochrome, it probably would. I just think it's a lot more useful. I have to admit, I don't use the mini Triochrome all that much. It's just a little too dark. Really pretty, but a little too dark. You know? Okay, but let's see what we can do with the Midi right now. Now, like I always tell you guys, you know, I whip through these looks really quickly, and I do them in my own inimitable way. Remember, I say this till I'm blue in the face, but we always have new people here. I am a fashion and beauty editor, not a makeup artist. So I know a little more about the makeup, but I use the makeup the same way we all do. So, you know, we're kind of just testing out the formula here. And I want to do two different looks. I kind of want to incorporate this pink into one. These are very soft, by the way. They feel a lot like traditional NATASHA DENONA shadows, but these really foily metallic ones are super soft. I was swatching them and I accidentally dug into a few of them, and no, not because I'm a klutz, I probably am a klutz, but because, you know, it's easy to do. They're soft. And people that are ordering from Ulta are gonna probably have a lot of broken palettes, because bless Ulta's heart, they can break palettes. Okay, the light reflecting is not making it easy for me to see the name of the shade. They're all new, but I will put them onto the screen. Let's do this eye first, and I should have knocked off the brush. There we go. Let's just kind of, I want to get more of the white towards the outer part of the eye. I am using a Sonia G brush here, but I just want to blend that. Look how nicely that matte blends into my eye. Kind of a gray white, very, very pretty. And then if I go down here to the slightly darker gray here, I'm just going to put that on the outside too. And I kind of want to switch brushes and put that underneath the eye as well. And see, to me, in the lighting I'm looking at, and I'm doing that very wide underneath, I am purposely going smoky. In the lighting that I have, I don't know about your screen, color correctness is a very strange thing. You're going from my screen to your screen, etc. But on my screen, it's looking a little blue, a little light blue. I don't mind that. And now I think I would really, really like you guys to have something that's a little bit of shimmer, okay? And the question is, how silver do I go? Oh, let's just do it. Boy, is this soft. And it's gorgeous too. Oh, ready? You do have to take a deep breath. And see, I see this over this blue. That was my clumsy finger there. I see this over this blue as going kind of blue, over this gray blue as going kind of blue icy. I'll put something else into the corner. I mean, look at that for a holiday party or the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a party. If you make it a party, it's a party. Let's go into this one here. And adjust my mirror, go right there into the inner corner. What do you think? Maybe a little bit darker here. Okay. All right, so there's my silvery look. All right, let's do a different look on the other eye. We have two eyes, so let's go for it. Okay, this to me is the bluest shade in there. In the light I'm looking at it now, it's decidedly blue. I can't unsee the blue in it. You know how that is. So let's just do something in the corner here that's very blue. And under, that's a very blue-gray right there. Okay. I'm kind of obsessed so far. I hate to use the word obsessed because it's so cliche, but I do mean it truly. I'm kind of obsessed with the idea of this pinker shade in here. So I'm going to get to that in a moment. But I want to do something in the crease. Yes, I just blew off the palette. It's only me who uses it. I really want to do something with this pink shade. So I'm going to take this Sky brush. We're working just right now. My rougher brushes are dirty. We are working with Sonia G. And I want to go into that pink shade because I want to see. Oh, wow. So in the lighting I'm in now, this is interesting. When I look at it in the palette, it's very, very pink. But once again, and maybe it's just because I can't unsee it, it's going pink and reflective blue on the eye. Now that blue is really common with cool shades. Like I had a community member notice that that new cool toned Ready for Lust Charlotte Tilbury lipstick has blue flecks in it, and that's what makes it cool. So I mean, you know, that's not that unusual. I just wanted, this is going to be a silvery look too. Now, a lot of people are going to say about this palette that it's a bit of a one trick or maybe two trick pony, but I kind of like it because I am really fairly averse, I'm going back in more pink, to really smoky eyes. I just don't think I can pull it off. So for me, the fact that this gives me a few different choices other than the mini, it really was a one-trick pony to me, so I'll use this a lot more. I want to do something else with this, but I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go back in. I'm going to use that same brush to that shade that I told you earlier that we started with that I felt was a little bit blue. And see, with this kind of pinky blue, it's coming off a little smokier. And I like that. I'm only doing 2 shades with this. I just want to see what you guys think. And having hooded eyes, I need to go well over the crease. Are they different enough, the looks? They really should be. Let me cover the eye so that I don't hinder your, you know, when you see 2 different looks, it's hard at the same time. What do you think? I'm kind of liking it. I mean, look how easy that was. But you're not imagining things. They do lean white and blue. It's every kind of imaginable way that gray can go, including, of course, silver and pink. And we have the pink shade on this eye, which I really thought was going to look a lot pinker. And on my eye, it's going blue, isn't it? It's going light blue. But interestingly enough, I don't really like myself in blue. This isn't about me, it's a review for you guys. But the reason I'm referencing myself is I have green eyes and blue isn't always the friendliest shade. And though these feel like they're leaning blue, they kind of still feel like they work. So that means they're going to complement a lot of different eye colors, whether your eyes are blue, green, hazel, brown, dark brown, or even into the onyx shade of eye. And violet eyes, everywhere in between, be beautiful, right? So you know what? I like it. In terms of performance, if you love and live for a smoky eye, in terms of performance, I mean, these were great. The only time you see any little bit of fallout was my clumsy old fingers. I'm not having it pour all over my face. I don't mind fallout, so I'm not really one to ask there. But for those of you who care about that, I'm not having it all over my face. We have some very soft shades, and we're probably going to hear about some broken shades in palettes, especially Ulta and their horrible bubble wrap. But I would prefer that you get 15% off, I have to be honest, and order with my code. It's down below, but that's on NATASHADENONA.com. Her shipping's pretty good, actually, and it's nice to get the savings. And then it will also be at the Sephora event, and this week that starts too. So you have a few, I'm not going to lie, you have a few different options on how to get this inexpensively. I'm admiring the look though, you guys. I think I really kind of like it. And this is coming from someone who really reviewed this and it was pretty enough. I didn't have a lot I did with it and I really rarely picked it up. But this one I will. This is a time when I'm doing this kind of a smoky look. This is a time when I'm appreciating the 15 shades. Does that make sense? I'm anticipating you guys saying too many of the same. I'm anticipating a lot that I want to know if you're going to say. See, this is what makes us a community, so definitely make sure that you comment down below. If you guys have noticed, we are over 18,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to our wonderful community here, but I would love to get to 20. That is my current goal. Please click subscribe if you haven't already. I know that YouTube recommends creators that you have seen already, but if you could subscribe and make sure you're still subscribed, it helps me. It's like a favor and I appreciate it very, very much. Plus, of course, like and share, subscribe. It's an absolute delight. What comparisons do you need over on Instagram? And what questions can I answer for you? I am here for this community. You guys are amazing, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.